career as a grad assistant at UNC.
Yeah. He has coached at some fantastic places, but none better than the 25, as she alluded to us, right here in Durham. And her Blue Devils get off to a good start. The battle at the net goes the way of Duke. It's 1-0.
Only fitting. We had a joust to start this match on the first point of this match.
Duke split its matchups this past weekend. The one win against Clemson, same thing for UNC. But what is an area on the court that's going to be critical today in your estimation?
For Duke, they have to establish their middles early. And then the serving game going to be so important for both sides.
That one's off of Amani Foster's fingertips and into the net, so it's 2-0.
Just a little bit of early jitters. You expect this in a rivalry game. Amani Foster, veteran player. Don't expect her to make a lot of mistakes.
She's been a head coach for 35 years now. You mentioned her time as an assistant at UNC. She was also a head coach before coming to Durham at Georgetown and Cornell. So you really don't get better academically than the few schools she's been at. There's Mabry Schaffmaster. You pointed her out a few moments ago. It's a bit wide, so a wobbly start here for UNC on its 5th straight road match. 3-0 Duke.
Nice job, though, Duke, taking away that cross-court look of Schaffmaster, making her hit down the line.
Very creative outside hitter. She's a force. 3rd season in Chapel Hill, 2-time All-Conference, and don't worry, get a load of this in a moment. Her at the service line.
Jump topspin serve, and when this serve is on, look out.
26 aces. It's top 10 in the league. Here it comes.
Just an absolute bullet. Overpass. Dunks down.
Yep. Keith couldn't quite handle it. It's a difficult task.
This is a great point-scoring rotation for UNC, and great job, Sydney Nolan. When you have a lethal server like that, you got to beware in the front row. You're going to have some point-scoring opportunities.
Such a physical, athletic serve. Oh, it's off of the hand, right at the net. That's Sydney Nolan, the freshman.
I like the look, though, from Gracie Johnson. Went a little bit more of an off-speed roll shot, and it really caught Sydney Nolan and her block timing off guard.
Well, in addition to what Keith brings to the table, Gracie Johnson is that secondary force for Duke. Meanwhile, there's another attack right at the net. That was Jess Robinson who was able to tee off on that one.
Jess Robinson, the Michigan transfer. What a get for Jolene Nagel. So physical at the net.
5th-year senior. Was certainly one of the more coveted transfers in the portal this past offseason. So she has been a wonderful addition for this 13-8 Duke team. Kelly, you see the record. They're 4-6 in league play. They faced a difficult track, let's say, right out of the gate here, but 1 month to go. They need to start building some momentum.
Starts at home, the start of this 4-game homestand. Great deception from the transfer setter, Emma Worthington, making sure that UNC defense is aware of her in the front row. That's what a good setter does, is be offensive in that front row. Force you to guard all 3.
Tale of 2 different setters, because Worthington is having an exquisite season. She's the 5th year. Big swing that time, and Romani Thurman is blocked at the net.
Nice job, Robinson. Super physical at the net, teaming up with Gracie Johnson, taking away that cross-court look. Look at those hands pressed over, flexed inward. Nice job taking away Thurman.
And the reach that Robinson has is impressive. So back to Foster, denied. It's back-to-back rejections.
Look at how far Jess Robinson gets her hands over that net. Absolutely taking away that cross-court look.
The wingspan, it's pterodactyl-like. Forces an early timeout. We step aside. Duke's got an 8-3 advantage. Set 1.
That was so cool. Okay, where to next? Let's go to the beach.
Over the years, there's the latest one for Duke. It was 10 years ago. It's been a little while. But Jolene Nagel, she's telling us the story. We played North Carolina regular season finale like they normally do. You could see, here we go. Duke had to win that match, beat North Carolina outright.
To win the ACC title.
To win the ACC title outright. Coach Nagel, she goes, boy, we might have been down 6, 7, 8 points deep in that fourth set. We come back, win, and then we smoke them in the fifth set to win the title outright. It was the last Duke title, but there was about a decade span where, boy, it was Duke and North Carolina normally claiming most of the ACC titles.
So much at stake, and just added to that rivalry even another element of it.
Last ACC title for UNC 2016, so a bit more recent. However, both would like to claim one sooner than later. Louisville and Pitt would certainly have something to say about that. Big swing there from Kerry Keefe. So she is the centerpiece on the right side for Duke this year.
She is, and you saw her got set on that D ball too, so they like to use her from that back row attack, making it so that they have at least 3 hitters available at all times.
Worthington to Robinson, the slide, and it's turned away. So UNC, yeah.
Sadie Swift shooting those hands over, and the slide, one of the toughest plays to defend in volleyball because you have to track that hitter all the way to the antenna.
Mike Shawley spent the last 5 years as Joe Segula's assistant. Longtime Penn State volleyball assistant coach as well on the men's side. First-time head coach. Where does Worthington want to go? To Johnson. UNC handles. That's Madison Bryant. Very reliable libero. So Keefe is wide again. 1-point set.
Really going to be important that Duke can get Kerry Keefe going. And keep in mind, too, she's a lefty, so she's going to give you a little bit different look swinging from that right side. That cross court, a go-to shot.
Mike Shaw, first-year head coach. He's a savvy coach, though. Since the timeout, it's now a 5-0 run to tie things up.
Maria Megan's just sneaking that serve just inside the sideline. Everybody from Duke thought it was going out.
We had to wait half a beat there to get the signal.
That ball really just took a turn.
So Mariah Miggins, with just her 5th ace of the season, Maria, pardon me, just a chameleon. Kelly, she can set a bit. She's more of a right side hitter this year. Nice dig. Johnson, neutralized. Barrett. Trying to find Sadie Swift on the slide, pardon.
Nice job, Foster, covering that.
Foster nails it down.
Foster's such a smart shot maker, reading that block of Duke so well. Great vision, saw there was a hole in that defense in right back, and just turned her body going down the line.
The run continues at 6-0.
Another tough serve from UNC.
Johnson, nobody was home.
Gracie Johnson looked like she was going to hit that cross court and completely faked out this UNC defense.
The equivalent, if you will, of a no-look pass.
Pretty much.
And I think it was Miggins just leaning the wrong way. One month to go in the regular season. Every match of heightened importance. UNC couldn't quite get to that one, so Johnson showing the full arsenal of shots early on.
Duke really going to some off-speed looks with success against this Tar Heel squad early.
Well, and Duke, a very athletic team offensively, and they're coming off their best offensive performance. Athletic players, big swings, so some of the changeups are working effectively.
Duke, 2 of the best middle combos in the ACC. And Jess Robinson and Lizzie Fleming.
Fleming's right here in the middle. Instead, the set goes to Johnson. Another.
Johnson, good to see her. She's been struggling the last 3 matches. Hadn't been getting set quite as much as normal. So good to see her really pop off here at home to start this 4-game homestand.
And let's not forget, Johnson, she is one of the better Duke players in recent memory. All-conference veteran. She's a 5th year, all 5 years at Duke. Shaftmaster. It's her first big swing of the night. We still unpack this one. Foster's got 3 kills in this first set.
Foster did a really nice job finding the outside blocker's hands, Emma Worthington. Easy point scoring when you're reading the block of Duke so well, going off the tooling right off those hands.
Kelly, I would think no surprise that we're getting a heavy dose of Foster. 9 swings, by far the most for UNC. She's been hot lately the last few matches.
Monty Foster, what an addition she has been to this UNC squad. Transferring over from Charlotte. You see the 3.2 kills per set.
Double-digit kills in 4 of her last 5. This is Schaffmaster off the block.
That's a shot Schaffmaster has really worked on. Chopping it off the outside blocker's hands. Something she's really improved at this season. You see Schaffmaster coming in to take a big rip, just going off the outside hand of Carrie Keefe.
Top 10 in the league with those 3.6 a set. Well, there's Fleming. There's her first wicked swing of the evening. The middle working there with Jess Robinson for Duke.
Lizzie Fleming hits with so much authority, so low error, and knows exactly where she needs to go, finding the seam between Amani Foster and Maria Miggins in that back row.
Just got so much veteran experience up the middle this year with that addition of Robinson. Can't forget about Fleming. This is Rachel Richardson. That's her first swing. Very athletic junior from Maryland. Tied up, though, at 13 after the error.
Richardson, you watch her. She can jump out of the gym.
Yeah.
Tremendous blocker for being 5'9".
Pardon me, UNC back within 1. So as you would expect a tight one between these two.
Fleming finding the fingertips of that Tar Heels block. Just such a smart shot maker. She knows exactly where she needs to position that ball, reading the block so well. That's what being a 5th-year senior will do for you.
And so Duke is now hitting 250 for this opening set. Jolene Nagel's team got off to the fast 8-3 start. Things have tightened up. Okay, this pinball's around. However,
double contact.
Yeah, double contact, so UNC gets the point.
Nice job, Cindy Nolan, too, hitting that with some authority. The freshman has really been a go-to option for this UNC offense when they can establish her.
It's been a fun project for Mike Shaw to bring her along. She's got so much talent. Former outside hitter, basically occupying the middle position this year.
She hadn't played middle since 16 years old. How about Schaffmaster? That all started with her serve, and this is a great point-scoring rotation for UNC, but able, off of that ball out of bounds, Duke able to side out.
And it's the big key there because, boy, you have to just rotate around 6 more times till Schaffmaster serves again.
Yeah. And because she has the ability to go on such point-scoring runs at the line with that lethal jump topspin serve.
Barron back serve, a clever one to Romani Thurman.
Romani Thurman. So this is what's interesting about this matchup. You've got Carrie Keefe on the right side, a lefty, but so is Romani Thurman for UNC, and able to go inside that block of Duke. The freshman, good to see her actually into the seam of that Duke block.
Very good rookie campaign for Thurman. Another Carolina block. That's Sadie Swift.
Swift has been super active at the net so far as a blocker for UNC. Really doing a nice job of tracking Jess Robinson. That's the second time we've seen her get a block up on her.
Up. Past the halfway mark of this set, you see the net shaking. And yes, some contact on that far side by, looked like Johnson, right, on the swing.
I believe it was actually Richardson.
That was Richardson. Carolina, the beneficiary of another mistake. Back to Richardson. Swift! That's a sledgehammer.
Zoe Barron, she's a freshman setter and doing a nice job, has a good feel and rhythm of when she needs to set her middles. Setting Sadie Swift, really opening things up for the pin hitters of this UNC offense. Seems
like Barron very quickly these last couple weeks has earned a lot of the trust of the staff.
Making her 4th straight start tonight.
Yep. Carrie Keefe buries that one down. That's her first kill of the set.
Really important for Duke to get her going on the right side because it makes that Duke offense even more unpredictable.
Thurman off the block, got it.
Doing a nice job of really using the Duke blockers' hands That block had closed much more than we saw the last point she scored, but able to go off the fingertips.
Early portion of this set, Jess Robinson and the Blue Devils, they had a bit of the upper hand at the net. UNC with some savvier swings of late. Worthington goes cross-court to Johnson. That one hits off of the Cameron Indoor scoreboard, so that's playable as long as it comes back down on your side. All right, up high, the leap. Just a vicious swing from Schaffmaster. Handled by Duke, though. Back to the middle. It's worked enough, so why not go back to swing?
UNC, too. Maddie May doing a great job digging right to target. Zoe Barrett didn't even have to move on that set. Watch this, just right there, able to reestablish Sadie Swift in the middle in transition.
Barrett seems very comfortable with the middles of late, yeah?
And that is a hard connection as a setter, especially as a freshman setter, and you're only making your 4th straight start to make, because middles, you're setting a quicker ball, you're setting a flatter ball, and so it's a connection that takes time to build. Again, just a freshman from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. 4th straight start. Barrett has been strong. So let's remind you while we got a moment, Duke just called a timeout. Fall seasons are coming to an end. Here are the upcoming ACC championships available on the ACC network. Cross Country Championship, Friday, 8:30 a.m. You're going to be tuned in to that one? Of course I will.
The old track star. Women's soccer first round Sunday. And field hockey quarterfinals Tuesday, 1:30, 6 Eastern.
It's that busy time of year. Getting ready to be crossover season.
Championship season.
Yeah.
Both of these teams, speaking of that, 1 month to go, not quite in the ACC title race. Of course, right now, a few schools up there, and of course Louisville, Pitt, Florida State, Georgia Tech, all gunning for at least a share of the title right now. However, if you are these two teams, you've got a month's worth of opportunities to stack some wins and hopefully elevate that RPI, if you will, elevate the win-loss record.
Can you get a signature win in the conference? Especially you look at UNC, if they can get a win here tonight at Cameron, they'll have won 4 of their last 5, all on the road.
Yeah.
And then you've got Duke here for a 4-game homestand, opportunity for them to roll off some wins as well.
4 out of 5. That's a successful road trip.
Really successful.
However you slice it.
And it, especially with the way that UNC started conference play when they had to face Murderers Row essentially out of the gates.
These two teams have had similar mirroring schedules, if you will, of course, being right next door to one another. And both of them have faced the gauntlet. They both had to do the Florida State, Miami back-to-back. Both have played Pitt, Louisville, Georgia Tech as well. Well, Duke has a chance to seize the momentum back after the service error. This is their very reliable libero captain, Madison Bryant. Back to Foster, blocked but out of bounds.
And nice job. The Duke block was up, and they had their hands over, but they need to turn and press back in towards the middle of the court.
Remember, got to win 3 sets, best 3 out of 5. We will play to 25. First to 25 wins the set. You got to win by 2. First to 15 if we go to a 5th set. Oh, wow. Yeah, that one just took a nosedive.
Tar Heels have been able to get themselves back in this first set with their serving. Watch this ball just dive like a dart, and that makes it so tough to pass.
7th ace of the year for Marissa Meyerhofer. Up high to Johnson. You saw the liftoff there. However, her swing and attack winds up wide of the chalk.
Johnson looking for fingertips, big approach, but wasn't able to find them on that UNC block.
Jolene Nagel just had to use her second and final timeout of the first set, with Duke facing its largest deficit of this opener.
One of Coach Nagel's messages pregame was coming off that Clemson win, most offensive efficient performance of the season. We have to fight the urge to relax against this UNC team.
Right now, they need some sort of Miraculous finish. Gracie Johnson, Kelly, is leading the way tonight. 4 kills for Duke. Hey, look at some of the numbers. Hey, first 18, just about 3-4 kills per set. The last 3, it's, hey, been a bit of an up and down sequence. Welcome to conference play. It always gets more challenging.
Yeah, you're well scouted. You know which weapons, especially on the pins, you have to take away. And Duke, luckily, has had the luxury of having those 2 really good middles that they're able to establish too. So that's taken a little bit of the weight and burden off of Gracie Johnson.
Johnson, though, has established a veteran and reliable force as it gets. 129 matches now played at Duke. That's a lot.
She's going to go down as one of the Duke volleyball greats when her career is all said and done. Has aspirations to potentially play some pro ball. For Duke, coming out this time out, it's all going to start with a good first ball contact. The serve receive has to be better.
Because UNC, Kelly, is on a 9-2 run. They're trying to run away with this first set. So it's Meyerhofer again at the service line.
Another overpass.
Open door for Schaffmaster. Blocked! And they needed that in the worst way.
Fleming just bails out this Duke squad, whether it's on the offensive or in this case, the defensive end. Great job on that press of turning back Schaffmaster, coming at you with so much heat.
It's now 3 blocks in this opening set for Duke. They're top 5 in the league in that category. Right back to your force. Johnson answers. Oh, precision kill in the back corner.
That's the perfect placement that Gracie Johnson can give you right down the line, sneaking it into that right back corner.
It's the whole point of using those timeouts. Can you shake up the momentum of a match? Back-to-back for Duke. Schaffmaster got it. Oh, she was looking for that one. That's her second kill on the 11th swing.
And that was an incredibly difficult shot. That set super tight to the net, not a whole lot of options. Watch the way that Schaffmaster is able to sharp cut this across the court. That is a very difficult angle.
3rd year now. And that's just a perfect example, isn't it, of how the arsenal of your shots evolves over the years.
Well, especially Schaffmaster, so much power to her. She's had to develop those off-speed looks. There's the block at UNC again. Sydney Nolan, the freshman, coming to play in her first taste of this rivalry.
Well, now we're all square, 3 blocks aside. And so while North Carolina has set point here, here it is. Worthington to Keefe. That's down.
Such a physical arm. Carrie Keefe hasn't been able to be set a lot so far in this match, but she's going to be a pivotal factor the rest of this match. Duke's going to have to find her.
That's just her 5th swing. That's all. Set point once more. Barrett flicks it to the middle. Set winner for Sydney Nolan. She makes the clutch play.
In this first set.
It was a 4-set loss Sunday for these Tar Heels. That was after the win against Clemson. It was a big one on that Friday. Keefe went off speed. Up high to Schaffmaster. Keefe sends it back.
Keefe and Robinson teaming up, snuffing out that off-speed look from Mabry Schaffmaster. What a great denial. Putting up an absolute wall. No gap in that block whatsoever.
Heavy dose of blocks in the early portion of this match. There you go. Now 7 combined. Schaffmaster, high leverage, wicked swing.
And a really great set, too, from Zoe Barrett all the way across the net on the shoot set. Schaffmaster in the air, coming with all kinds of power, cutting it inside that block.
It feels like that's a perfectly timed connection. Is that like that's what the perfectly timed connections look like?
Absolutely, but and that's something that takes time to develop, to know exactly what Schaffmaster needs.
Keefe answers right back with a kill of her own. So this very talented sophomores up to 3 kills.
You're going to get a heavy dose of her if you're Duke. Need to find her.
It's Carrie Keefe from right outside of Santa Monica, is where she grew up in California. Everybody wanted Carrie Keefe, top 10 recruit from a year ago. Goes to Duke, has had this wonderful season. You know Jolene Nagel's a really good recruiter, right? Because she wins a lot at Duke.
Stole her away from her family who had all gone to Stanford.
This is the Stanford baby. You were able to convince, hey, come on out here to Duke. Siblings, they all went there, parents.
Look at that serve.
That was Schaffmaster. Richardson flips it over. Opportunity for Thurman. Excellent dig. And Duke and Richardson finishes it off.
What a big time up from the Duke defense. Thurman with a really smart roll shot, but watch this hustle. Madison Bryant, the one-arm dig, and that's able to set up Rachel Richardson with her own roll shot for the kill.
Nagel so happy to have a healthy Bryant this year. Missed much of last year with the knee injury.
Very vocal she has been on this Duke defense.
A lot of vets on that Duke side this year.
5 graduates.
Yeah. Worthington, the back set. And Duke cashes in on another. This time it's Jess Robinson.
Jess Robinson, so tough to stop on that slide play. She hits at such a high contact point, really gets high on that jump, and just going off the fingertips of that UNC block.
Robinson just so versatile. The tone-setting middle. What's Thurman have? Oh, it's a long-distance kill to the back left corner.
Thurman has done a nice job mixing up those cross-court looks. We've seen her go to the off-speed roll shot. That time, look at this approach. Big swing inside that block in Lizzie Fleming's hands.
Thurman has taken advantage of her opportunities. 3 kills on 5 swings. Okay, Worthington. There's a kill.
Worthington, you got to be aware of her. She will not afraid to be offensive and throw it down. And just a smart job seeing where this defense is not, putting it outside the reach of maybe Schaffmaster's hands.
Is Mike Shaw thinking? No, I don't think he's going to challenge, but he certainly was having a quick conversation there with our R2. Swift, that's long. But there was a touch.
He definitely wanted a touch there. Sadie Swift has been so efficient in this middle, and Tar Heels have done a nice job of really establishing their middle so far in this match.
Oh, just a miscalculation, if you will, and North Carolina regains a 1-point edge.
Just a breakdown there in the passing for Duke. Again, we serve receive, and that first ball contact going to be so important in this second set after Duke struggled early with it.
Worthington right back to Johnson. Misfires.
Nice job, that UNC block, making sure that Gracie Johnson couldn't get a piece of those high hands.
Boy, outside of Duke's 8-3 run to start the match, North Carolina has had its hands on the wheel, if you will.
They've been very in control, especially at the net, which you expect Duke, really dominant middles, to have the edge there.
Kelly, Mike Shaw's team, they closed out the first set on a 12-5 run to take it 25-20. So facing the deficit, they went foot on the gas. That one was close, but it's long.
And to your point with UNC, keep in mind too, they've had a lot of lineup changes as of late. Lonnie Foster missed a few games. Avery Schaffmaster was out a couple with an injury. So there's been a lot of shuffling going on in this lineup.
Merkler, Thurman missed a couple of weeks with an ankle injury.
And then you have Zoe Barrett that moves in 4 games ago to start things as a freshman. So they're in a little bit of an adjustment period.
Well, there's Barrett. She started now the last 4. Kelly, she's been super.
Really good.
Yeah, about 10 assists a set from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. So the tilapia's got to be good. They named the bay after it. But she has really handled the transition, basically having the keys handed over to her pretty gracefully of late. Oh, Schaffmaster, there's a vicious one, another, and it's 9-7.
And that cross-court look from Schaffmaster, so tough to defend because she moves that ball around. She's not afraid to cut it sharp, or that case, going back to left back. So it's really unpredictable how you need to cut off that inside look.
So not a surprise to hear that North Carolina is hitting 444 early in this second set. Thurman, where's she going? Keefe bumps it up. It's a back row attempt. Haven't seen too many of those from Duke this evening.
Reballed over. Duke has to take advantage.
Keefe hammers it straight down.
Really like that decision to go to Harry Keefe on that right side. That block hadn't fully closed. Giant seam in that block, and Keefe just teeing off. Watch this power from Carrie Keefe, able to split Mabry Schaffmaster and Sydney Nolan.
Power swing indeed. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's probably Keefe and Schaffmaster for sure. I mean, these are the 2 most powerful hitters on each side.
No doubt, just cannons of an arm. Super physical.
So Barrett goes back to Keefe's counterpart. Nothing there for Schaffmaster. Into the net. Worthington was there to recover it. UNC's got to scramble now. So another opportunity for the Blue Devils.
A little bit of a misconnection there. Not a good set.
The rally remains alive. Thurman rejected by Robinson again.
A really nice read by the Duke block. Rachel Richardson teaming up with Robinson on that big wall. Predictable set, right side the only option, and taking away with that press over the net.
Well, Robinson is feasting. She's now has 4 blocks on her own early in the second set. Oh, she was overwhelmed that time by the Schaffmaster kill.
Robinson, she's got such fast hands, too, to shoot those hands over. Then you combine with her 6'2" size and that wingspan, look out.
It's unfair. We hear a lot of coaches reference that the fast hands, you can't teach the instincts.
No.
And she certainly has that natural ability. Boy, that serve gets some audible woos from the crowd.
As it should. It's coming in at you over 50 miles per hour.
And UNC cashes in.
And what makes this serve so hard to handle is because watch the spin on it and then the speed that it comes in at, and it's all about this first toss.
That is a BB. Although a nice dig to get it to Worthington. Worthington herself says, I'll take care of this, thank you.
I like Worthington in the front row. She's very aware, not afraid to go up. This is a setter's dream to be able to kill this overpass. And Worthington putting it down with some authority.
Nagel and this staff, they hit on a couple of key grad transfers. Worthington another back-to-back.
It's a tremendous job, Duke, at the service line. Rachel Richardson serving bullets right now and really targeting Imani Foster. Now, that's a case where Foster just needed to let her libero, Maddie May, step in and handle that ball.
Emma Worthington with a near Duke high 4 kills already. Talk about a dream scenario. Johnson finds the floor.
Gracie Johnson, she just floats in the air. Looks like she's going to take a cross-court rip, and then she swings across her body. This was something she worked on at Serve and Pass. She nearly took out Coach Nagel and I working on it, too.
Well, Coach Nagel should know. What was the word she used? She said she basically like levitates in midair. Oh, Foster, terrific vertical leap to hammer it down.
Speaking of hang time, Foster just going right through that block.
And so that puts the kibosh on Duke's first lead. All square at 12 once again. Coming up on the midway point of this second set. We played at 25. You have to win by 2. Robinson didn't quite catch that one cleanly, but Swift did. It's a nice dig by Bryant. UNC all over the floor, keeping that one alive. Thurman ran into the net.
Not a whole lot of options there for Romani Thurman. That set really outside. She was trying to save it. Had a little bit of extra help being a lefty, but still into that antenna.
Speaking of Clemson, Bryant grew up right outside of Clemson Anderson, the hometown. 3 years in Tennessee. This is her second at Duke. Tied up again.
Off-speed look. Came with the power a couple of points ago, and that time completely faking out that Duke block.
There's only 13 points aside, and yet we've had 9 ties, so...
Exactly what you expect in this. It is a rivalry game, after all.
As close as you can get in this second set. No team is led by more than 2. Sadie Swift dunks it down.
Been so impressed with Sadie Swift in this match. She's always so aware in that front row, making great decisions. Nice job just going around Lizzie Fleming, one of the top blockers on this Duke squad.
Swift, just a sophomore, has just taken this immense leap forward. So much so Mike Shaw pretty much trusts her basically as the lead middle, especially with Merkler out.
Oh, and they did give Duke the point on that, so maybe a net violation possibly.
Wow, not much there. However, it's 14-13 the other way.
Great up.
Maddie May keeps it alive. Shaftmaster caught a piece of the tape.
Yeah, that was
and she's the beneficiary.
Miss hit by Mabry Shaftmaster, and still effective scoring that ball.
It had Duke scrambling, and now Shaftmaster pulls in front, if you will. Her 7 kills, a match high.
UNC, because they've been able to establish their middles, it's really opened things up for their pin hitters in Shaftmaster and Imani Foster.
And that was an emphasis from both coaching staffs. Gotta be able to use our middles to the best of our advantage tonight. Meyerhofer's had some fine serves. There's another that has Duke scrambling.
Free ball for UNC to take advantage.
Shaftmaster, powerful swing. Johnson goes off speed. Swift, another.
Swift just reading that block so well. Able to go right around it into that front row. She's not trying to do too much. Sometimes as the middle, you want to go and take the power swing.
Timeout, though, as the point is awarded, rather, to Duke. Another violation at the net. Mike Shaw is hot.
It's close. I mean, it's one of those really discretionary calls. Because sometimes when you see people do a lift, your hand is tilted further back, that it's more obvious that you're actually really palming and lifting that ball.
Yeah. Coach Shaw was certainly frustrated after the sequence. However, his all-conference force has got his back. The latest kill to Shaftmaster, her 8th on her 21st swing.
So a nice job siding out UNC out of a really controversial couple of points.
Kelly, it's 15 up right now, second set. This second set has been played 1 or 2 points either way. That's it. Richardson pounds it through.
Feels like Rachel Richardson's had some really important points in this second set. It started at the service line. It's a nice job of being up and ready and sees all that daylight in the back row.
Her athleticism caught your eye this week. Watching some film, she's got the vertical lead.
Yeah, she's a very underrated blocker on that left side.
Sneak attack. Barrett, the little no-look attempt. However, Duke is...
Gracie Johnson keeping that in play.
To the middle, Nolan, rejected. Big leap, big swing. Duke handles another. Johnson finishes the job.
Only appropriate. Gracie Johnson, who had the first save of that series and then able to finish it off from the back row.
Christina Barrow.
Duke fired up.
They were so fired up by the dig. She goes, hold on, they sent her tumbling a few moments ago in the celebration. The sophomore from Georgia with a brilliant defensive sequence.
Just watch this hustle. Great dig. Barrow, you're digging high heat there. That is not an easy play. And Gracie Johnson finishing it off from the back row attack. Barrow's so excited she falls over.
Well, she's going to have a word for Rachel Richardson and say, hey, little less next time.
I mean, that's going to make the rounds on social media. She's never going to live that one down.
No. We now have a new Christina Barrow GIF. So week 9 ACC football. It's right here on the ACC network. Starts with UConn at Boston College. BC winners of their last 3, by the way. Next up, Virginia at Miami. Virginia coming off with a very spirited win against, there you go, one of our primetime participants, North Carolina. Drake May and company aim to bounce back at Georgia Tech. Great crew on that one. Of course, North Carolina fans know longtime voice Woody Durham. Our colleague Wes Durham on the call for the Carolina-Georgia Tech game, along with Tim Hasselbeck and Taylor Tenenbaum as well. So Barrow, she's from maybe 30, 40 minutes south of Atlanta. Grew up not far from downtown Atlanta. Her high school's all-time assist record holder, all-conference selection, so second year at Duke. She's actually had some decent success at the service line. That time, maybe a little too much adrenaline on the heels of the prior sequence. So it's back to a 1-point set.
Nice job, UNC, icing the server in that timeout.
This is Keith, high above.
That is a great angle for Carrie Keith. Not only coming at you with heat, but also on the sharp cross. This is a very tough shot. A little bit easier for lefties, but still, that is super hard to defend.
6 kills. She's hitting about 267 early in this match. Cross-court feed. Richardson wisely bashes it off the block.
Richardson doing a nice job finding Sydney Nolan's outside right hand. Little bit of a hole in that seam of that block and coming with the power.
Duke with its largest lead of this set. Largest lead for either. Schaffmaster paints the line. Another precision kill down the left side.
Schaffmaster does such a nice job of spraying her shots around. So unpredictable as a blocker, you don't know what to take away.
Here we go, Zoe.
9 kills for Mabry Schaffmaster. Still without an ace, so Duke has handled many of her serves. That's another Richardson kill.
Richardson, she's been the difference maker for Duke in this second set. On terminal plays at the service line, doing a little bit of everything. Big approach, cutting it inside that block.
She only averages maybe 1 kill a set. She's got 4 in the early goings of this one. Her biggest match of the season, 16-kill performance against Creighton. Remember, that was a pretty significant early season win for Duke. Yep. Foster responds with the latest kill of her own.
Foster, really nice job using the high hands of that Duke block, just tooling off the outer edger's blocker's hands.
So now crunch time again. We're pushing deeper into this second set. Yeah, let's remember, Duke had a 2-point edge late in that first set, and Carolina ended it on a 12-5 run.
That all started with Maddie May's serve. She targeted Gracie Johnson, and she was so far over to the left side of that net. When the set came back to her, really didn't have a whole lot of options of where she could angle that shot.
She does the same on the other side. High set, lift off for Johnson. That's handled. Swift, oh, she's got a scramble, and it still works.
Oh, lift that time.
Back.
And that was a great save by Zoe Barrett. One-handed save, tight over pass to the net.
And it caught Duke off guard.
Hey! Just absolute scrambling, just trying to make something out of nothing. Sadie Swift.
So if it's felt like a balanced attack for UNC, I suppose it's because it is. So 5 different players with 3 or more kills. Only, what, not even done with 2 sets yet.
This is huge, too, for UNC, who has primarily this season been much more pin dominant with Imani Foster, Mabry Schaffmaster, the freshman Romani Thurman at times, Maria Miggins on that right side. But to be able to establish your middles, it's opened things up for the pin hitters of the Tar Heels. And it's been absolutely huge having this balance. It's forcing this Duke block to account for everybody in that across that net in that front row.
If you become too pin heavy, what are you risking?
Being predictable offensively, and it allows opposing defenses to really set up their block.
So there's Jolene Nagel-Kelly. She's got to call the timeout because North Carolina has just gone back-to-back. We've got our 12th tie of this second set.
UNC's balance has also really spoken to how well Zoe Barrett has been setting the ball, making great decisions, distributing it across the front row.
We had UNC early in the season last
About a month ago.
And Mike Shaw was very complimentary. Barrett was getting some time here and there, but he was very complimentary and impressed with almost a natural connection to all the different hitters, even in limited playing time. Now she's running the offense.
Coach Shaw said Zoe Barrett had a really good feel for her hitter's rhythm.
Overpass, went off a Duke blocker's hand. No. Mike Shaw is reaching for the card.
He thought that ball was in play. Notice too, Sadie Swift, she went up with 2 hands that time.
So Mike Shaw is going to turn in the challenge card and challenge whether or not this one was a touch, I believe.
Yep, exactly what the...
Meaning, was it touched by a Duke player?
Right there, number 10. Was it...
Situation, Duke had a 3-point lead. This is now an active 4-0 UNC run. Robinson targets Maddie May and terminates it.
And Duke, they need to find just Robinson and their middles more in transition. We saw Robinson early in that first set, but we have not called Robinson or Lizzie Fleming's name very much in this second set.
No, and so for Robinson, that's just her 7th swing. That's the 5th most today of all Duke attackers. Barrett. She finds Maria Miggins. Boy, not many swings this set. She comes through with a clutch kill.
There's the utility player that Maria Miggins is. Can put home a crucial point just down the seam of that Duke block at the most important of times.
And now Miggins to serve it away. Late second set. Fleming bashes it through.
There's the middles. Duke all of a sudden setting their middles, and it's leading to good things for this Blue Devil squad.
No surprise, we're tied up again.
Got a one-on-one block. It's easy point scoring.
Barrett wants Shotmaster in the back row. Duke with back-to-back scores.
Great job. Gracie Johnson teaming up with Fleming, getting up a double block on that big set to Mabry Shotmaster. Look at how high Gracie Johnson gets. A complete denial, total wall on the press.
And so that forces North Carolina to use its first timeout. So each team with just one time. No, pardon me, that was North Carolina's second. So no more timeouts for Shaw in this second set. Jolene Nagel has one in her pocket. However, it is Duke by 1. 2 points away now from evening this matchup at a set apiece. Saturday morning, the ACC Huddle crew, they're kicking off the day in Atlanta at 11 a.m. 60-minute pregame show. And it leads you right into BC and UConn at noon. Also their halftime show and pre- and post-game shows throughout the day between matchups. They are going to be back there at 6:30 to wrap up the afternoon coverage. And then post-game when North Carolina and Georgia Tech goes final at 11 on ACC Network. As always, our great crew, they work the 12-hour shift every Saturday. Things are heating up, by the way. Florida State with a big one. Duke fans, I know it's a fresh wound, but Florida State maintains its stranglehold atop the league. All right, Kelly, here we go. First to 25, wins the second set. You got to win by 2. And so it's Duke by 1.
Duke has really reestablished their middles in this match. It's been a critical factor, grabbing a 1 or getting back within 1.
So I think we have a pause because the
scoreboard is. I was just going to say that's what threw me off.
The scoreboard is incorrect.
Yes, it is Duke leading by a point, but right in front of us on the scoreboard, it actually shows UNC leading.
So they are trying. Talk about the ultimate gamesmanship there. Your rival trying to fake a 1-point lead, second set.
Duke, though, very efficient in this.
So there could be maybe a scorekeeper error, if you will, and that could be drawing some of the ire of Jolene Nagel.
Yeah, R2 is going over to double check things. It's a valid question from Coach Jolene Nagel. This is a huge turning point potentially in this match.
Oh my goodness, if there was anything to throw more kerosene onto the fire of this rivalry, is this going to be a match known for a scorekeeping error? But it does appear that is what is being sorted out right now, is do we have the correct score on the board compared to what our scorekeeper has, the official scorekeeper for tonight's match.
And the R2 he's going to check with Duke's SID, Sarah Leggett.
All right, so here's the latest point. And there you go, there's our score, 22 up. Duke point.
Yeah, so that's wrong.
It seems pretty straightforward to me, no?
And that's why you saw for a moment associate head coach for Duke was potentially going to pull the green card.
So look at this. So that's Michael O'Connor literally going through point by point, taking a look at the computer to make sure everything matches up.
You have to do that in this situation. Especially with how tight this second set has been.
The most anticipated point of the week, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Ready to restart this thing? Duke is 2 points away from tying things up at a set apiece. Where does that one fall? It falls out of bounds.
Wow, that was basically a completely broken play. Tough set, and Foster had no options. All she could do is tip, and tips right between the seam and that block.
UNC says you could keep that point. We'll take this one. Now it's 23 up. You got to win by 2, Kelly. So first to 25 here, but you do have to win by 2. To the middle. Dug out. Miggins with perhaps a clutch dig. Big opportunity up to Keefe. The swing. Yeah! Set point, Duke.
And Keefe, you have got to get a touch on her cross-court look because she hits with so much heat. That ball so tough to dig cross-court. Miggins in position, but nobody gets a touch on that block, and just a hard ball to dig.
The second set was so tight, even with the delay. Here's Duke. Set point. High set to Schaffmaster. Power swing. Here's Keefe, right back to your stud. Blocked out of bounds, and we are knotted up at a set apiece inside Cameron Indoor.
Mary Keefe coming alive in that second set. 8 kills, and she is the go-to playmaker to close out that second set for this Duke squad.
Power swings, the latest to close the door. They switch sides. We're knotted up at a set apiece after 2.
That was so cool. Okay, where to next? Let's go to the beach.
Honor, and the first of what will likely be an annual tradition when these two teams get together. 2 sets in the books, Kelly. North Carolina, 5th match of its 5-match road trip, won the first. Duke came back and really just edged out their counterparts in the second, taking the second set 25-23, 2 close ones, tied up at 1 apiece.
Duke, so efficient offensively in that second set, hit over 380, much more balanced offensively, and we saw Carrie Keefe really get going on that right side.
Keefe now is up to 8 kills. She is the sophomore playing out of all conference level this year on the right side. 17 swings, she herself hitting 353. North Carolina digs out the Johnson swing, and they cash in.
Zoe Barron, there's that freshman to freshman connection in the middle, reestablishing the Tar Heels middles and Sydney Nolan in transition, one-on-one block, easy point scoring for the freshman.
She doesn't take too many swings, but when she pops up, it's a pretty impactful play. Schaffmaster, and vicious serve. Keefe, she has Maddie May scrambling. That bump is too far. Duke awarded the point.
All started with the first ball contact. Great job, Madison Bryant on that serve receive, digging to target.
2 sets in the books. Look, it's Duke, North Carolina. These two always play competitive matchups. Recently, though, North Carolina has won 9 of the last 10. It's bizarre almost seeing that it's that one-sided of late. Cluster neutralized. In the middle, there's Robinson. Schaffmaster on the floor to dig it out. Robinson with a rejection.
There's the hands of Jess Robinson. Such wingspan, and watch how fast she shoots these hands over the net. putting up an absolute wall, turning him back inward on the flex.
Service error, though. So it's a 1-point set again. 400 career blocks now for Jess Robinson.
What a get she has been for Duke, and this relationship goes all the way back to high school. Joey Nagel recruited her. That's why she had a real in the transfer portal.
Those relationships, they can always stay strong. You never know when you're going to encounter somebody again down the road.
Nagel telling us, I was heartbroken when she chose Michigan. I was absolutely heartbroken.
She gets her wish, a chance to coach Jess Robinson from Troy, Michigan. She's hitting over 400 this season. It's one of the best of the ACC. Just an absurd number.
She's got a bunch of records in the Big Ten at Michigan with hitting percentage.
Foster, meanwhile, with the latest kill for UNC.
Foster's been very efficient tonight as well, hitting 250. She's been targeted a lot, too, on the serve.
That's long. So Duke benefits off the service error.
Number 3 for UNC.
Barrett flicks it to Foster. Overpass. UNC, what'll it do? Who wants the big swing? Thurman,
Great set choice by Zoe Barrett. Reading that block so well at Duke. It was going to not get to that antenna and close in time. Romani Thurman able to take full advantage.
Swift, a miss hit.
So she had a double block up against her, was trying to go around and just not able to find the fingertips of that block.
Cross-court set. Ricocheted off a couple of Duke blockers. Johnson's off speed, doesn't fool anybody. Thurman! Oh, with a heinous swing.
Thurman, just such a fast arm. And that was a great bump set from Maddie May. As Zoe Barron had taken that first contact. Look at this swing from Thurman. Goes inside the block, coming with all sorts of heat.
I'd say the ankle looks okay. She missed 2 weeks with that ankle injury. Returned a couple of days ago in the Georgia Tech match on Sunday. UNC has had several injuries just up and down its roster. It's dealt with Keith nearly into her own bench. The effort to keep the rally alive. Blocked. Did it land on the...
It looks like it landed on the line. That's close.
Very close.
Coach Nagel thought she might challenge it, but...
Well, wisely, it's kind of down the lines. You want to have some players maybe eyeballing that chalk.
No, it's clearly out.
Just wide. She got the confirmation from a couple of players at the end of the bench there. Jess Robinson back again.
Jess Robinson, she has such a high contact point, such a good jumper as well. So hard to deny her and stop her in the middle when you're able to feed her.
Well, she's nearing 1,000 kills. We showed you a few moments ago 400 blocks. So she transfers in. She's top 5 of the ACC active blocks list. Oh, just a major swing that time by Swift.
We haven't seen UNC go to the slide very much. Sadie Swift off 1 foot, coming with all kinds of power. Watch, just doing a great job finding the giant hole in that Duke block.
Sadie Swift up to 6 kills. And 231 hit percentage. Swift finds Barrett. Barrett tried the sneak attack. Johnson hammers it. Dug out.
Oh, nice day.
Meyerhofer has covered a lot of ground. The back row's done a wonderful job. They have another. No! It's a termination.
Gracie Johnson, once again, pinpoint placement in that back corner area. We've seen her do that a couple times tonight.
Here we are, another razor close third set. There's a net touch, and Duke wins the rally.
And violation on Sadie Swift.
Swift lets it rip. There's a kill.
Here, again, I love the decision to go keep setting Sadie Swift on that slide play. Duke hasn't been able to stop it here in this last 5 points. Keep going to it, although she's checked out of the match.
Well, Swift,
Rotates out.
yep, Swift and Nolan, they do have a combined 10 kills. Make it 11 now, pardon, and just 3 errors combined, so they've been efficient.
Huge for UNC, because Coach Shaw telling us during serve and pass, we don't have the type of middles that you're going to set 20 times a game. Throw that out the window.
Yeah. UNC has bested its rival 5 straight matches. And 9 of the last 10 they have won.
This is a huge week for the Tar Heels. Duke, then you get NC State at home.
Rivalry week.
Look who's at the service line now for Duke. Christina Barrow.
Had that excellent defensive sequence towards the tail end of the second set. And it was a critical sequence as Duke needed every point to eke out the 25-23 win. Robinson with a BB.
Able to get some point scoring with Barrow at the service line. Robinson off the overpass, up and ready. Another shaky servicing.
Richardson pounds it through the block.
The UNC block hadn't quite sealed the net, and Richardson so springy, able to take full advantage, sneaking it through.
And so UNC is forced to call the timeout, Kelly, because Duke has taken its largest lead early on in the third set, 13-9, set 3.
That was so cool. Okay, which...
First of 2 matches between Duke and Carolina. Final month of the regular season inside Cameron, the hallowed grounds of Cameron Indoor Stadium.
So historical.
High above in the crow's nest. It's luxurious these days.
It is. We don't have to climb a ladder like you did 5 years ago.
Where is that ladder? Put that in some Hall of Fame, some corner of the Hall of Fame. Service error. So it's a 3-point set. Hello, everyone. High above in the aptly named crow's nest. I was telling the story, last time I was here was when Jim Boeheim lost a jacket. Folks will have to kind of go deep into the records for that one. That's a deeper cut. Back-to-back for UNC here.
Shaftmaster at the service line. Buckle up off the jump topspin serve.
It is really fun, though, when these two in particular get together. It feels like, from what the coaches tell us, the matches, they're always tight. It's favored UNC in recent years, but they are just always competitive. Duke by 3 after the block.
The Duke block has really come alive in this third set. That's 4 blocks now. Look at this wall. Richardson and Robinson teaming up on the complete denial.
Kelly, 9 blocks now for Duke. We're not done with the third set.
Another one.
Boy, nearly another.
Block touch.
Here we go. Up high, Richardson off the blocker's hands, and another kill. Richardson maybe starting to heat up.
Richardson, this is the most kills she's had since Miami on September 29th, up to 6 kills.
Nearly a month ago. You know, it's been an up and down year for the junior. Her athleticism, though, cannot be denied, if you will.
She has to be a lot more crafty, too, as a hitter because she's undersized at 5'9" on that outside.
Athletic family, a couple of sisters played college volleyball. Former DC Gatorade Player of the Year. Into the net, so Duke is able to cash in another error. And so its lead grows to 4.
It's the errors right now for UNC that's allowed Duke to build this run.
Particularly in this set. Yeah, we've seen a surplus of them for UNC.
7 service errors.
Thurman blocked. Schaffmaster got her right fist on it. Didn't quite have enough angle to flick it back. Duke by 5.
Duke has this UNC defense scrambling right now.
You know, it's only 5. I hesitate to even use the term only. This is a deficit volleyball teams can certainly make up. In this match, boy, 5, this feels like a lot. UNC has been scrambling of late. Duke applying the pressure. Robinson maybe off of a blocker's hand. No touch.
It's a big
UNC point.
Big side out for UNC. I noticed too, Tar Heels have inserted Sophie Hampton, the freshman, into the lineup.
Hampton, number 22 in that Tar Heel powder blue. Miggins now to serve.
I like the move though to go to Hampton. Gives you a look this block hasn't seen yet in this match.
Almost the ace in the hole, if you will. Save an X factor. And this year, Mike Scholl has displayed, he and his staff, they're deep enough or they're comfortable going this deep. Because Hampton, just a freshman, it's been a very productive month though for her. Johnson hammers it through.
Does such a nice job finding the fingertips of that UNC block. Just a really smart shot maker. Pinpoint placement, going high off the fingertips. Sadie Swift's in particular.
10 kills for Gracie Johnson. That one flutters wide. Good idea. Couldn't quite keep it between the lines.
We did see her in set 2. She was able to keep that in. Score a point off of it.
And again, the idea there, quite simply, keep the defenders on their toes in a sense if you notice something.
Yes, serving different areas, different depths. Speaking of serving.
Meyerhofer again. She's had some productive moments in this match.
Really good from the service line tonight.
That's now 2 aces. So she hasn't played the last 3 matches. Here she is in the rivalry match, making a big impact.
Johnson again, reading this UNC block so well, going to the off-speed tip look, wasn't covered defensively behind it. All sorts of open space as Maria Miggins can't get there in time.
This pivotal 3rd set, it's so critical. Which way is the match going to swing? Schaffmaster has been a little quiet, has struggled with the Duke block.
You'll also see UNC has gone to Anita Babbitt at setting now instead of Zoe Barrett. Made the switch.
First time we've seen her. Kelly, the Duke block. 11 of them now. 11. That's pushing an average of maybe 4 a set.
5 in this set alone, and this Duke block putting up an absolute wall. Lizzie Fleming all over the place, and Jess Robinson. We've seen a whole lot of her. Complete denial, big-time double block. Emma Worthington getting in on it. And this has been a huge part of the reason. You see UNC scrambling right now. They've gone to a different setter. They've gone to a freshman outside hitter, trying to solve this Duke wall at the net. Even taking away maybe Shackmaster.
This is quite simply a strength of this Duke team. They're top 5 in the league in blocks. And so Jess Robinson, here she is, number 15 in the Duke blue. Responsible, Kelly, for 11. I'm sorry, 8.
It's a huge number.
11 Duke blocks.
Huge number. And this Duke block right now, UNC hitting 0 for this set. Block party is certainly alive and well.
So her season high, 10 blocks. She did that against Michigan.
Naturally.
She transfers away, and so now against just tormenting, bedeviling her former school after 4 years as a Wolverine.
And now she's tormenting her new rival in UNC.
It's been an interesting year for Duke. As you look back to non-conference play, they get off to this 9-2 start in the non-conference, a win against Creighton. They just faced the really, they have struggled, I suppose, with the top half of the league. That's why the record in conference is 4-6. Can Duke go foot on the gas the final month of the regular season? Another block.
Absolute domination right now at the net. Carrie Keefe teaming up with Lizzie Fleming. It's a block party in Cameron right now. Nice job turning that hand last second. Carrie Keefe back in towards the court.
You saw number 12, the setter. There she is, Babbitt, you referenced a moment ago. She's getting her first action. Duke. Oh, pardon me. UNC is awarded that point.
The block, that block, it ricocheted off the antenna.
Hits the antenna. It's ruled out. A moment ago, a 7-point edge. That was Duke's largest lead of the match. This is the most lopsided it's been in any set. However, not so fast. Back-to-back for the Tar Heels.
Just misplayed by Madison Bryant.
Long, and so Duke is 2 points away from taking a 2-1 advantage.
Experience of this Duke squad really coming out in this third set.
Off the block and out of play. Nolan with a savvy kill.
Babbitt, nice job reestablishing Nolan and her middles in transition.
Good look there at the communication that is so critical before a sequence like this. Worthington to the middle. Fleming got jammed up at the net. Here's another chance. Bryant finds Keefe. Babbitt digs it out. Nicely done. Not much of an angle for Schaffmaster.
Nice dig.
There's a second for Babbitt. Is this the one for Duke? Keefe?
Good up.
UNC is taking on heavy fire, and it's the soft stuff that gets them.
Deception yet again. Watch Emma Worthington. Another cagey move on the dump. Looks like she's going to set that ball and just finds the donut in that floor on the UNC side.
It's a Duke set point.
Duke has really rattled this UNC squad in the third.
Well, I take it back. So there was a whistle we missed because that point was awarded to UNC. So we keep it going. Keefe with her 12th kill. Now we have a Duke set point.
Keefe, second and third set has really come alive. She's been one of of the big difference makers for this Duke offense. And UNC's block has not had an answer for her. Tooling off of it, giving those cross-court looks.
Pardon me, that's her 9th. Set point, Schaffmaster, bullet. Handled, here we go. UNC keeps the set alive.
Nice heads-up job, Sydney Nolan, punching that over. This Duke offense with our serve.
Jolene Nagel with the signature binder. She always has with some good-looking stats, I suppose, on some of those stat sheets. 3 sets through. North Carolina claims the first point here in the 4th set. Going back to the blocks, Duke was already an above-average blocking team in the ACC. They're almost doubling their per-set average tonight, so that's 4 per set.
Overpass opportunity, Sydney Nolan putting it home. Good start for the Tar Heels.
Back-to-back is exactly what you'd want. The spark.
This ball's so tough to dig. The speed it comes in at, the spin. This is a high-risk, but also a high-reward serve when you have it on and you got that toss right.
Interesting week for both teams because they're both going to play 4 matches in a week span. Richardson just was running out of real estate that time. Didn't have much to do, was handcuffed at the net.
Schaffmaster continues the scoring run at the service line. She's got it, Duke. We talked about that UNC had to get him out of his system. That's exactly what Schaffmaster is doing with the serve.
It's got a vicious swing. Nolan. Boy, serves up a little bit of the block back to Robinson. That one not quite in the right spot. However, Foster able to make it work.
Foster's done that a couple of times tonight where the pass so tight to the net and all she can do is tip that ball over and just able to find the seam of that block.
4-0 start. Hey, if you're Mike Shaw, you're okay with that because that's the aggression.
Especially on that jump topspin serve, you're going to have errors. But when you can go on a 4-0 scoring run to start, you'll take that one error.
So now a 5-1 ace advantage for North Carolina. Carrie Keefe, she's been the most effective arm on that Duke side. No surprises, kills per set leader. Robinson just on cue.
Duke's block reading this UNC offense so well right now. Predictable going to the left side. And there's just Robinson again. Presses over so well with her wingspan.
That is a high leverage BB, a laser for Sydney Nolan.
Nolan just looks more and more confident with her offense as a freshman.
Now, granted, she's only played in 31 sets coming into this one. Played in about half of UNC's matches. However, she still does have the highest hit percentage on the team. Keefe finds the floor there and nicely splits the defense.
Keefe from the back row on that D-ball set, able to find the seam in that back row defense. She's been able to point score from all over the court tonight.
Breakout season for her.
Really is elevated from her freshman year, and she was good last year.
Playing no doubt at an all-conference level this season. Robinson runs it back.
This Duke block is completely taking away the pin hitters of UNC, both on the left and the right side. Watch Robinson close on that block, diving in front of the swing.
So Robinson has just tied her career high, 10 blocks and counting. Let's point that one out. Meanwhile, Foster off of the Duke block for a North Carolina kill.
Just watch Jess Robinson do work, how fast she gets laterally side to side.
It just feels like Duke. Oh boy, Robinson.
Oh yeah, she can do it with her offense too. There's just no answer for that.
Duke does feel like a team. Check this out, by the way.
Watch, off of 2 feet, around that block, and so physical at the net. Jess Robinson, both on the offensive and the defensive ends.
It's the handcuffer. It's just almost impossible to stop that. Back to Foster. Oh, outstanding kill.
Imani Foster, fast arm, big jump, and just completely going inside that Duke block. That's a way to solve that block. And Robinson out of this game, you just shoot it inside on the cross-court look.
Yeah, bona fide vet. The numbers tonight are impressive. 12 kills and a .320 hit percentage. 3 years at Charlotte. So North Carolina brings in this bona fide vet. Spent the last few years at UNCC. Right back into Johnson's side. Keith. Let's go back to Foster. Back row. She's asking for a touch call. Again, you see the players start to basically bristle the fingertips to indicate.
We're going to have a challenge.
Yeah, did it hit a Duke blocker's hand, and therefore, okay, last touch by Duke and out of bounds. Mike Shaw's going to challenge.
Foster was pretty adamant that there was a touch, and again, she's going to have a great angle at this, being up over the block. I don't see a touch there, but there could possibly be a touch on the way out.
Watch it through.
No, it doesn't look like it. Sometimes a back row player will hit it. I don't necessarily see a touch.
Yeah, you can even see a bit of space. You know, sometimes that's the competitor in us coming out, of course. You know, just, well, throw the indication up, maybe.
And you have to keep in mind, a lot of these head coaches largely trust what their players are seeing because they're up there right in the play. They're elevated. They have a much closer look at the play and the ball than the head coach from the sideline.
It was a relatively quick confirmation that that one was not touched. And so Duke is awarded the point. They're back within one. At home, Swift had that one smacked right back at her. Boy, Schaffmaster had a wide open kill, but
back row attack.
There's the whistle.
Back row attack.
What's the quick explanation on that one, Kelly? What violation did Schaffmaster commit?
So actually, you know what? I think they called a lift on her, actually. Never. She's in the front row, so that was definitely a lift call.
So a fortuitous break for Duke, and now the home team is back in front. Easiest one of the day, I suppose, for Keefe. Found the floor. Swift, mishit that time.
That's set super low to Sadie Swift. Keep in mind, Swift, she's 6'3", so you got to put up, as a middle and a setter, you got to put up a high enough set so that she doesn't have to come down for that ball.
This is now a 4-0 Duke scoring run. Babick had to scramble, and it works.
Babick winning the battle with Gracie Johnson.
Babick, the sophomore from Phoenix, began the year as the starting setter. Zoe Barrett has gotten some time as this year has progressed. Fine rookie season a year ago, and she is attempting to take that next step as her career plays out here.
It's really been neck and neck between those two setters.
And that one, oh boy, so Miggins dug it out. But UNC could not capitalize with that one flying off towards the sideline.
There's the middles again of Duke. This time Lizzie Fleming. They're so efficient in being able to establish Fleming and Robinson really from that beginning of that second set on.
The back row.
Keith disguises her shot so well, too. Looks like she's going to swing cross court and able to swing across and turn that ball down the line. Here, Keith doing work. 13 kills, hitting almost 400.
And so here's how you know Jolene Nagel is a really good recruiter. She's wearing Duke blue.
The only one in her family. Here's my question, and I say this jokingly. So does that make you the black sheep of the family that you didn't go to Stanford? And also, more importantly, what are the matches going to look like next year when Stanford joins the ACC and they're playing Duke?
Well, we've seen a lot of family members over the years get creative with that. We're going to need, it's like the shirt. Yes, the split shirt.
Or maybe this is the Duke match is the one match that the Chiefs will wear Duke blue.
Well, luckily the siblings are no longer playing at Stanford. So, listen, you have no choice but to root for your current child. So, quite a career she had just growing up as well out on the West Coast. She's from Pacific Palisades, California, so that's a nice place to live. Santa Monica's next door, Malibu's west.
Who needs the Kardashians when you can have the Keith family?
A little more of a wholesome show, I suppose.
And much better athletes as well.
Keith was a very top-level elite recruit as well. Number 10 in her class, 2022. So no surprise she's making a huge impact. North Carolina with a couple of points here back-to-back. Nolan. Johnson had to get up from a knee, scramble to that one, and does it gracefully. Schaffmaster.
It's a pinpoint placement, Schaffmaster. Not trying to do too much, tips it, but also doesn't tip it down the line. It's that sort of sharp cross look again with this tip shot, and big hole in that defense. Madison Bryant can't get there in time.
Schaffmaster for North Carolina leading the way. Kelly, she always takes a high volume of swings. She's got 12 kills.
Such a complete player. She does not take any plays off.
Babbitt finds her. Swing. Dug out. That's Bryant. Schaffmaster, she was calling for it instead. Foster. Richardson. That's down.
This is one of the best games we've seen from Rachel Richardson this season. 7 kills, and she just has come up with crucial point after crucial point at pivotal times in this match. Going inside that block.
It's Duke by 2, approaching the midway mark of the fourth set, make it 3.
Look who's at the service line again. Christina Barrow on this run.
Service ace for Barrow. Barrow, pardon me, that's her 16th of the year. Richardson blocked. Keith was not in the right spot to try to recover to grab it.
A good read by the UNC block, too. Understanding that out-of-system ball going to Richardson on the left side and able to take away that cross-court look.
Robinson, straight through. She's got it.
That all started. Madison Bryant digging that Mabry Schaffmaster serve, which has given Duke issues all night. Digging it right to target. It allows Duke to run their middles.
Nothing there. Duke just applying more pressure, 16-12.
Terry Keith targeting Imani Foster.
has been...
A lot of cleanup duty on UNC side.
A lot of areas that have been slick often this evening. Duke is up 2 sets to 1. So if it wins this one, it wins the match. Foster blocked, but that one ricocheted out of bounds.
The Duke block, it was there, it was up, it was ready, and those hands just a little bit too far over allowed Foster to tool off of them.
Chris Richardson goes airborne again. Babbitt, Foster off the block. North Carolina with back-to-back.
Foster making some nice adjustments to this Duke block. Watch this approach. Going off the outer hand of the setter, Emma Worthington, really attacking that smaller blocker right now.
At the net, Robinson, a hammer.
Oh, and off the basketball hoop.
Boy, that actually almost went through the net. The hoops the basketball teams normally play on are raised up above. Blocked. Gonna wind up just wide, though. Blocked, but out of bounds.
But UNC is touching a lot more balls right now. There's the hoop that ball ricocheted off of.
It actually almost hit the glass and almost went through the net. Don't imagine you get 2 points from it. Not in this sport.
I feel like you should, though.
Duke by 3. Schaffmaster. That's dug out by Bryant, but not a clean dig, out of play.
UNC showing some life here the last couple points. Schaffmaster, that big set's so hard to defend. You can't get a good block up against it.
But that's the illustration of different types of shots at the net. You can't just pound it through every time.
No, maybe Schaffmaster, that's something she's really worked hard on, is to change up those looks.
Duke has kept UNC points behind basically this whole set after the 4-0 run that UNC got off to.
Just when it seemed like UNC was coming back.
Fleming. That's handled. Ryan finds Foster. Making Maddie May. Here's Keith. Back row. Got it.
Keith, she loves that cross-court look. Spraying it in to zone 6. And look, just able to go over the top of that block and off the outstretched arms of Mabry Schaffmaster.
It just feels like Duke right now is starting to wear down their opponent. You certainly felt that at latter half of that 4th set. Anywho, remember, one last reminder that it is fall championship season. Take a look at what's coming up on the ACC network. A bevy of championships. First, on Friday, the cross-country championship getting started bright and early at 8:30 a.m. The women's soccer tournament first round begins Sunday at 6 Eastern, and then we've got quarterfinal field hockey tournament action Tuesday at 1, 3:30, and 6 Eastern. Again, all the coverage on the ACC network, also streaming live on the app.
It's that great time of year.
So you look at the top half of the ACC standings. Who are the front runners for the ACC title? We've got a 3-way tie at the top. You say, hold on, Louisville, Pitt, I know. Who's the third? Florida State has got off to this roaring 9-1 start.
Florida State's been red hot. And don't count out Georgia Tech either.
They're sitting at 8-2. So Louisville handed Pitt its only league loss. There are
and swept them in 3 sets.
But it was NC State who handed Louisville its lone league loss. NC State, I think that was a 4-set win. NC State beat Louisville at home in 4 sets.
Huge upset.
It's a tough place to play this year.
Really
NC
tough.
State, I think, is what?
I believe they're They made
10-1,
check,
right?
yeah.
9-1 at home.
They were unbeaten up until about a week ago at home.
Back to action, fourth set. Johnson got it.
Gracie Johnson, we haven't called her name in a while, but she's certainly been a big factor here tonight earlier in this match. 12 kills. Duke looking to snap a 5-game losing skid in this rivalry.
They haven't won in a few years. They've lost 9 out of 10. So they're trying to reverse that trend. Worthington to the floor to dig that one out. Foster rejected. The Duke block has been overpowering tonight.
And UNC's offense just being really predictable. Didn't have a whole lot of options. Had to go to Amani Foster on that left side. And Duke snuffing that out, reading that perfectly. Foster pretty close to the net, too.
Duke is 4 points away from putting this match away. There's another, one step closer.
Izzy Fleming up and ready on the overpass.
It's a 5-0 Duke run, so.
Duke's just been so physical at the net, been a huge presence offensively and defensively.
My goodness, Kelly, 15 blocks as a team.
Foster saying not so fast. Amani Foster has really kept UNC alive in this fourth set.
And she has led the way. 14 kills, make it 15, is a UNC high. She's hitting .265, which is still a very strong
Very good
percentage.
number for an outside hitter.
Worthington up high, off the block. That's Gracie Johnson. Don't forget about the fifth-year captain.
Johnson has really found her rhythm again tonight. Did such a nice job finding the hands of this UNC block, going hard off the outer hand of Sadie Swift.
2 points away. Chefmaster. Oh, that's nice work that time by Nikki Underwood. We haven't referenced Underwood yet tonight, but you just got to credit that back row. Underwood and Barrow have had their moments.
Back row for Duke has been really good tonight, keeping balls up and alive.
Duke 2 points away from back-to-back wins. Johnson sets up a match point.
Johnson again finding the hands of that UNC block. Really flat swing.
That's long. So North Carolina to serve it back. Worthington flicks it. Richardson goes airborne. Dug out. Schaffmaster. Middle. Fleming. UNC handles it. A chance. Nothing there for Miggins. Keefe closes the door. Make it Johnson. And Duke wins it 3-1.